Our mission to build a healing center is multi-fructose corn syrup, one of them, refined.
So, my top 4 immune boosters right now, after doing tons of research, I'm going to say something that we recently launched and that I have learned a lot about, actually, and that's quercetin. And quercetin is a naturally occurring antioxidant, actually, and it's found in many plants and herbs. And it's really a flavonoid or a polyphenol. And it's the interesting thing about quercetin is it's what gives some fruits and vegetables that bright color. It's the pigment molecule, so it's really powerful in polyphenols. And what quercetin is it's a zinc ionophore. And what that means is it helps transport zinc through your cell membrane. And that's really important because we're going to be talking more about zinc too, of how important zinc is and how people are massively deficient in zinc. And even a lot of times, well, let me just say I always look at things from a vibrational standpoint. And even with minerals and vitamins, I try to find good plant-based sources. Sometimes it's hard to eat pounds and pounds of fruit or vegetables to get enough zinc or vitamin D or vitamin C or any of those vitamins or essential minerals, potassium, magnesium, etc. So you have to, because our soil's been damaged, you almost have to go outside of the box and look for what's the highest quality nutrient out there. And during the last 4 months, I've really had the opportunity to study more about zinc deficiency because zinc was being used all across the world, and I was even using it myself, and I was even recommending it to help boost the immune system. In this case and in this scenario, really love the fact of how powerful zinc actually is. And quercetin is basically it's the husband and wife, zinc with quercetin, because quercetin helps the zinc become more powerful and helps it be delivered. And as I was looking at the benefits of quercetin, it's amazing. If you ever have the chance, just type in quercetin and look at some of the studies and talking to different people that have used it. It's amazing that it works so well for histamine and as a histamine reducer or inflammation. It's the intracellular enzymes that it supports that helps, calm down that cytokine response or that high-level immune response that happens when your body is exposed to something abnormal or some antibody or some virus or some bacteria or something like that. And a lot of people use quercetin if they're suffering from allergies or sinus issues because guess what? You're breathing in, or lung or respiratory too, because you're breathing in some of these toxins. You're breathing in some of these inflammatory agents or microorganisms for that matter that might cause you, or it might just cause you to lower your immune system. So it's really, really good to use that for any type of respiratory health and just stability. And it's actually been shown in clinical trials to reduce allergy symptoms by up to 70%. And even people that use inhalers and nose drops to clear their sinuses, it's been amazing to see those results, even up to 75%. They don't even have to use nasal drops anymore. And by the way, those inhalers might have steroids in them. Those nose drops, a lot of those have toxic chemicals in them. It's just not good for your mucous membrane. So all in all, quercetin is fantastic for its immune building properties, as well as your breathing and your respiratory and your smooth muscle relaxation and the dilation of some of those vessels in your lungs. And not only that, it works great as an antioxidant. It helps you detoxify. It is used by a lot of athletes for exercise, recovery, endurance. It's also really good for heart health. It's good for your blood pressure. What I also love about it is the combination effect. If you can have something that's so good for your immune system and so good for your respiratory, but right now, which I've been saying, most people under a state of stress and fear and anxiety, that automatically lowers your immune system by up to 50% instantaneously. And what I didn't know, but I know now, is that when I was doing the research on quercetin, is the effects it has on stress. It actually works on cortisol, and cortisol alone, and it will damage your muscle tissue and just put you in a high state of anxiety. But quercetin can help reduce those effects, and people that have taken it have actually shown signs of it calming effect, even reducing depression, anxiety, stuff like that. And as well as one of the issues that we've also been getting a lot of people asking about is, including myself, because I gained 8 pounds over the last 6 months, is, what can we do to lose weight? What can we do to, target any type of fat loss? And I was surprised to see that quercetin actually increases levels of what's called adiponectin, which is a hormone that lowers your appetite and increases the rate in which your body breaks down fat. And I can say that after I started taking it with zinc, I started noticing the weight come off, and I'm gonna keep doing that. So that was really another good benefit of quercetin. So I just wanted to go over that, and that's the first thing that I wanted to talk about today, quercetin. Let me check and see if I have any other questions regarding that, and if not, I will move into my second favorite. That's actually why about 4 months ago, just to finish up on quercetin, about 4 months ago, when all this stuff happened, and we were working with doctors from all over the world, like I said, I didn't really, I've heard of quercetin, but I haven't spent, tons of time doing research into it. And I was fascinated with what I found. And at that time, I was like, okay, well, where are you going to get quercetin from? Well, you can get it from cranberries, you can get it from kale, you can get it from red onion, has high levels of quercetin in it. You can get it from raspberries, any bright colored fruit. The herbs that contain quercetin are olive leaf, bilberry, milk thistle, and believe it or not, elderberry. You see all the elderberry for immune strength. Well, elderberry actually contains quercetin, and so does green tea. And so I wanted to produce a quercetin product, and I looked everywhere to see if I could find a plant-based quercetin, and I actually finally found one. It's called Quercefit. So we just launched our plant-based quercetin, and it's a quercetin phytosome, actually, because it's manufactured with a sunflower lecithin. So it's about 20 times more powerful and more bioavailable than the other quercetins out there. So if you do want quercetin, if you want a good plant-based one, we have it available. However, there's other quercetins out there. And like what I always say is, if you can get your vitamins and nutrients from food, always get them from food. Make sure it's organic, though. All right, my next favorite one, which is the male and the female, or the yin and the yang with quercetin, is zinc. And I have always had difficulty absorbing zinc. If you ever have the white spots on your fingernails, that could indicate a zinc deficiency. Next to iron, so a lot of people don't know. Well, I would say iodine deficiency is the most prevalent, but nobody knows about that. According to clinical studies, iron is going to be the most common deficiency out there. And right behind iron is zinc. And zinc is found in pretty much all the cells throughout your body. It's the tissues in the highest amount of zinc are going to be your muscles, your red and white blood cells, and your bone, your skin, your kidney, your liver, your eyes, your retina, actually, and for men is going to be the prostate. And that's why I always recommend any males that have any prostate issues, that are getting up in the middle of the night to go urinate, they always include a zinc supplement in their program. So the average body contains about 2 to 3 grams of zinc, and pretty much all the biochemical reactions, or most of them, use zinc in the system. And it's also really important for your hormones. You know, you see a lot men who are going through andropause, and women, well, you don't even have to be going through that. All the fertility issues, or I should say infertility issues, I mean, that could be associated with zinc deficiency. Anybody that has hormones out of whack, even thyroid hormone, insulin, growth hormone, anything like that, may have, not always, but may have a zinc deficiency. And zinc is one of the most powerful immune system support products that are out there. And studies have even shown that zinc speeds up the recovery from colds if taken within 24 hours. Zinc stimulates your white blood cell production, which improves the immune response. It boosts the activity of your T cells. It boosts natural killer cells, and that protects you from infection. Now, there's been, oh my gosh, so many hundreds of studies done from all different types of microorganisms that zinc has been able to eradicate, or high levels of zinc in the body. And it also reduces oxidative stress. It reduces inflammatory proteins. Anybody, well, I should say most people, could benefit from taking zinc. Actually, everybody right now, but on a regular basis. Maybe not every day, but maybe a few times a week. One thing that I like about zinc too is it really helps with your brain activity. So especially in the hippocampus, where you have your memory, you know, you see, for older, wiser people that are, let's say, over, well, I'm just going to say over 50, because that's where we're seeing a decline in mental acuity and memory and focus and stuff like that. Zinc is really good because it regulates the communication between brain cells. However, I also recommend that you get all of that toxic junk out of your brain that is causing the dementia and causing the memory loss and all that stuff, which I highly attribute to aluminum, mercury, heavy metals, chemicals that pass the blood-brain barrier, excitotoxins, artificial sweeteners, food dyes, stuff like that. Especially for the pituitary and the pineal gland, the bromide and fluoride. A lot of people suffer from high blood pressure also. This is how zinc helps with heart. And most doctors, when you go in and you have high blood pressure, what do? They put you on high blood pressure medication. But they don't think about the possibility that it could be a deficiency. They don't think about the possibility that it could be liver congestion. They don't think about the possibility that it could be microbial infestation, bacteria in your heart, in your arteries, all that stuff. So definitely don't think that it could be a zinc deficiency, but it might be a zinc deficiency, as well as diabetics, because zinc is an important mineral in the creation and the storage of, and even the release of, insulin. Again, it's really good for your hormones, sexual dysfunction, libido, low libido. That kind of works in with the whole hormonal area. But skin healing is another thing that zinc is really powerful for, and zinc is powerful for complexion too. Anybody suffering from any type of skin conditions, acne, psoriasis, well, I mean, you know, there's so many unidentified skin conditions these days that it's just, but the skin is also a reflection of your bowel. How clean is your bowel? Because really, your intestines are just your skin turned inside out. So about 5% of your body's zinc is in your skin. So that's, you know, that's also why zinc is so important as well. There's about 3,000 zinc proteins actually in the body, and those all act for signalers, cellular signalers. 300 different enzymes use zinc to speed up chemical reactions. So zinc is very important, and I tell you that zinc has saved many, many, many lives. And even better than that, the worldwide awareness of zinc is coming back. I mean, so many people have contacted me, or at least wrote in and said, you know what, I was having all these situations. I was taking zinc for my immune system, and I didn't get sick, or I was sick and I started taking zinc, and all of a sudden I wasn't sick anymore. But you know what? My hormones got better, or my thyroid started getting better, or my skin cleared up, or you know what? My memory got better. I mean, I would just say spend some extra time online doing some research on zinc and looking at the, oh my gosh, hundreds of different types of studies. And the organic foods that you can eat, pumpkin seeds. I love pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are high in zinc. And so let's see. Oh, Cindy. Cindy says it tastes so bad though, and you are right. It does taste bad. It leaves it dries out your mouth because it's a really tough mineral to consume. And not only that, a lot of people will have stomach issues when they take zinc on a empty stomach, even to the point where you might even throw up sometimes. But when you get your zinc from pumpkin seeds, or when you get your zinc from organic leafy greens, or you get them from nuts and legumes, or you get them from garlic or oatmeal, that prevents, because the zinc is bound to plant proteins. That's the difference. Most of the zinc out there is synthetic. It's science-based. So you have to think, is this science-based or is this nature-based? And that's what you always want to ask yourself. Actually, that's why we created certified organic plant-based zinc. And it doesn't have that, because it's bound, and the bioavailability is there, and it's bound still to the amino acids and the proteins in the plant. That's why it doesn't cause that. And believe it or not, it really doesn't even taste nearly as bad when you take it in the plant-based source.